Okay, so if you were to graph this, I believe it's 2 over 1 minus, 1 plus x squared. And then the absolute value function looks something like this. I guess I can put arrowheads on this. So this is the absolute value of x. So what I would do, because these are even functions, and I hope that makes sense to you, is I would just find this integral and then double your answer. Well, how do I find that integral? It's the integral from 0, because that's the x, and where these two intersect is at x equals 1, because if you plug in 1 for x, squared is 1, plus 1 is 2, 2 divided by 2 is 1, and the absolute value of 1 is still 1. So the upper function is that 2 over 1 plus x squared minus this value is just, x at this point. Because of, we drop the absolute value because we're only looking at positive values for x. And so then what I need to do, as I mentioned earlier, is double that answer. So now we can go ahead and take the integral of that. So that 2 is still in front. I hope you've already learned this. Otherwise, it would take me forever to teach that. That antiderivative is the inverse tangent of x. You can just Google what is the integral of 1 over 1 plus x squared if you didn't know that. Now, this 2 is just a constant, so we can bring it in front. And then this integral, you add 1 to your exponent, and then you divide by that new exponent from 0 to 1. So what do we have is now we need to plug in 1 in for all that. So where on the unit circle, and then 2 inverse tangent of 0. Now I don't actually have to write in 0 for this one. I actually don't have to write for that one either, because 0 squared is still 0. So I ran out of room. But where in the unit circle does tangent equal 1? Well, that's where sine and cosine are both the same. That's at root 2 over 2, root 2 over 2. And that's the radian measure, because that's what this question's saying. Inverse tangent is what's the radian measure? Pi over 4. So what we have is 2 times 2 pi over 4 minus 1 squared is still 1 times 1/2 is 1/2. Now, same question, where is tangent equal 0? Well, that's sine over cosine, and that's the radian measure 0. So this happens to be 0 as well, so I'm just not going to write it. So from here, just distribute that 2 in. Well, 2 times 2 is 4, divided by 4 is cancels, so we're just left with pi, and 2 times 1/2 is 1 is our answer on this.